wasn't paved with just big moments. It was built day to day, step by step, voice by voice. This February, experience Black History Month through the stories that shape Los Angeles and beyond. KBLA Talk 1580, where Black history lives.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
The most shocking prenup I've ever seen, which was enforceable, had a provision that said that for every 10 pounds the wife gained in the marriage, she would lose $10,000 a month in alimony.
10 pounds of weight.
Yes. So it was a very wealthy man who was marrying a very attractive woman, but he was very concerned that she was going to become less attractive and he was going to become more wealthy. So his solution to this was in the prenuptial agreement. He wanted a clause that said if they divorced, she was going to get like $70,000 a month for alimony. But for every 10 pounds she gained from the date of marriage, she would forfeit $10,000 a month worth of alimony. And it was designed to sort of create an incentive that she would remain thin. And that was enforceable. And the court said, this is a disgusting provision. I don't know why you married this person, but it's a contract. The two of you signed it and you agreed to these rules and you have a right to do that.
A wealthy man who hasn't healed is like a narcissistic boss. Do you understand? You got to capitulate, child. You're one of his toys. You've got to maintain all of the luster you came in with. Do you chub up on me? See what happened. Go on and blubberfy a little bit and see what happens. This is what I keep trying to tell y'all. There's nothing in the external world that can expand your already infinite spiritual bank account. Do you understand? You're already everything, spiritually speaking. You're already everything. You're one with God. And if you're one with God, you are thereby, therefore, infinite. Right? But most people have created an ideological and egotistical difference between themselves and God. And it's unfortunate. Lifestyle leeches, lifestyles of the narcissistic and blameless. Are you dating them or their lifestyle? Are you married to the person or a concept or an idea or a resource? Do you understand? I have to ask these questions because it's listen, people are talking about relationships all day in America. Everybody's talking about relationships, but nobody has an original thought on it. Right? Well, not very many. I can't say no one, but not very many people have an original thought on it. My thought is quite simple. Relationships are designed to reveal you to you so that you can claim responsibility over you, over yourself. Right? And why do you want to claim responsibility over yourself? Because it's your life. And your job is to pick up the pen of self-authorship and write your own narrative. Now, however your parents raised you, I'm from the generation where we got whooped with extension cords and hot water bottles. I'm from a generation that kind of, or that used to braid switches. Go outside and get me the best pedigree switches. I need 3 of them, and I'm going to braid them together for you. I'm from that generation. That's abuse in a lot of ways. I'm from the suck it up generation. Well, come to find out, that's abuse too, right? But then as we start to move further, we start to understand, well, it's abuse, but a little of it isn't so bad. Meaning, if you take away the suck it up and you take away self-resilience, if you take that away all the way, right, you take away self-resilience, right, where, hey, there's a moment, my friend, you're just going to have to stand up and weather whatever this moment is, good, bad, or indifferent. So sometimes our parents are, from my generation and their parents, they would take out the frustrations of the world on their children if the children got on their nerves. But the point that I'm making is wherever you came from, you still have the power of the pen of self-authorship. But many of us identify with that and then create coping mechanisms. We gaslight our own spirit. And then we go out into the world to manipulate others to get what we refuse to give to ourselves because the task is exceedingly arduous. Right? In what ways does the metaphor of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey offer a counterintuitive blueprint for understanding patterns of attachment and loss? Many of us don't know how to deal with loss. So we don't get close at all because we experience loss early in life, right? So we build in emotional distance. How might one deconstruct societal scripts that encourage emotional suppression when neuroscientific data and ancient meditation practice suggest alternative pathways? We can rewrite whatever script we modeled. Man, my phone lines are so packed right now. Are y'all ready? Let's get it. We got a lot of people on the line. I want to get them in as quick as possible. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Maybe on the flip side of it, because I know like a lot of the talk, seems to be, it's the soft life side, right? So I just wanted to kind of point out maybe just the so-called confusion or pressures of the man side. Like, it's one thing to provide, but it's still more to what provision is. It's not just materials. It is like, again, you point down to the source from which you come to generate, these items or tokens and exchangeables and so forth, like what it takes to operate in this world, to provide shelter, a good time and so forth. Women, say by design, will want to fall into that. Yet again, if the man, for whatever reason, feels like that's his place in the world to just be like an endless pool of giving for the wrong reasons, if you will, then that's where, like, even earlier on when you're talking about, I think it was even in the chat, there's people who participate in that type of situation or environment without going further to find more substance and more value in self and more fulfillment aside from just the surface level stuff. It's like, if you crying about it, or even if you in that position and then it's like, quote unquote, your woman leave you, that's just like annoying for real from the outside of it. Like the soft life or what have you, like if you
go ahead.
aren't having them conversations.
No, go ahead.
No, you good. What's up, huh?
No, I just wanted to ask the question. What's annoying about a man lamenting over the loss of his woman? I'm just trying to understand where you're going.
If you're gonna use the word lamenting, then he a lame. In that context, like it's one thing to it's one thing to say like, you can be. Shout out to the Eagernase that And the dig, but like, again, I'm not saying it's not a good thing for a man to have feelings and be in touch
In a way,
with
you
even
are.
what they call the feminine sides and all of that. But again, I gotta be, because like they're interwoven. Like again, true lamentations and so forth. Like again, the elements of grief, suffering, loss, abandonment issues, all of those things where they're all rooted in some sort of experience where you've been separated from
Well,
your
wait.
own soul,
Go back.
your heart, your
Go back. You said you gotta be that way?
which way?
What you just said. You said you gotta. You can't have the emotions, is what you were saying. And I said, do you have to be that way?
Well, again, you would pray for, again, like just in that vein of our conversation here in our build, you would pray for, again, if a man is conscious or say, I don't want to overuse the word conscious, just like narcissism or anything like that. But again, that's why I was speaking about your communication skills. Even if it's so-called the gift of gab that gets you the girl, that gets you the green, that blah, blah, blah. It's like, it would be great and show the quality of the woman that man has chosen or that man is providing for or what have you, if they're having those type of conversations to where regarding his emotional responses or his freedom to flow in those states as he is, just who he is truly, like a woman to me, in general terms, is going to be supportive of allowing him the freedom to pour in and lament or to grieve or to struggle and so forth, show that emotion. However, again, it's all about maintaining them appearances in terms of what I believe the context of tonight's conversation is highlighting. Because again, you have apparently the soft life dilemma where that's just like a spell for the laziness or basically signing up to be on that proverbial conveyor belt. Like you're not really from that type of woman, you ain't going to really get any kind of substantial support to develop and grow in that. And as a man receiving it, even if I say like maybe it's striving for something better, that's where the emasculation comes in. That's where like, yo, just suck it up, just take it and all of that. There's no outlet for it. So you're just stuck in that cycle, but you're not necessarily going to be given permission to properly express and fully let those tears flow. You know, and it doesn't always have to be sad. It could be tears of joy. But the girl that just wants this quote unquote soft life, to my knowledge, like, pardon the terminology, but she is literally a fleshlight with feelings. A brother that's just trapped with the soft life type of thing, if he's just being used, he's not with a woman that, say, is going to do anything but be the quote-unquote chicken head that she is. Like, again, like the soft life being aligned with the proper man and the leadership and so forth, that can all be provided for. It's a byproduct of the man's walk or the man's willingness. Correct.
No,
I'm saying, like,
I hear it.
You know, it's the fake lamenting. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like ain't nobody trying to really heal. That's what I'm saying. It's y'all annoying to a degree. I want to have compassion at the same time. You know, empathy. I'm working on that as well. But I ain't trying to hear no grown man cry over a bust down that he went broke over in that sense. Like, again, it's hopefully it shake him straight. But like, if that's what you're doing, that like, but personally, I ain't trying to hear that, John.
Hey man, guess
You know
what
what I'm saying? Like
guess what you
Jesus
just did? We got so many big callers.
I'm a ding dong. Yeah.
Hey man, Atlanta is in the building.
Yeah, love, thank you.
Cooking. Hey, if you want to join this conversation, because it's getting rough and rugged right now, the number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Let's keep going. Davy Lee, Arkansas, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yeah, what's happening, man? It's a great topic, man. I ain't gonna lie, cause you know I'm dealing with it right now, putting myself out here in the market. You feel me? It be chicks I be trying to holler at and all that, but you know they might see me as boring, man, cause I'm not straight for the P. I'm not straight trying to get at your neck. I'm really not. You know, I'm trying to get a chance to know you, so I can see if I want to mess with that or not. So I'm in a situation where like I be feeling like if I don't G down and go straight for their neck, they ain't gonna want to keep talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see how you're doing, what you're on, what you're into, and they want to get straight to the business. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm in the catch-22 for real. You know what I'm saying? Like the dang chat say, I'm really on it. But you know, I just gotta stay in these women's face, man. So either way it go, I'm hollering, getting at what I like. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm handsome. I got a little bread, but it ain't there, so they're not getting it. I'll help you, but you know I can't do all of that.
Hey, man, I love the confidence and the swagger tonight, man. Come on. My man in here popping collars right now. I see what it is. But let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like the woman was dating what you had and what you've accomplished over who you are? Have you ever been in that kind of scenario?
In some sense. And it don't be dating because I'm not really experienced with dating. I'm just now getting into it at this later stage in my life. You know, all my brothers, players, everybody around me, they really own it. So I was always around this type of information, but it's just like me living for my own self and really getting out here. So, like, when it comes to certain things, bro, if you see me in the gym with women, they showing their thing, all that. You hear me bending over in front of me, trying to entice me with their body, but they not willing to keep no conversation going. They'll show that monk, though. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Look back at me in my eyes and all that, but they're not willing to really engage with me. I don't know if it's because, you know, I make them feel uncomfortable because I'm burned, I'm still handsome, you know, so I don't know how it goes. You feel me? I just know, you know, I catch women around my age, you hear me? They on some whole other stuff. It's either women who in their early stages, 21 and up, 20-something and up, early stages or later stages, and I'm not trying to really, you know, do all of that. I don't want to be dating a teeny bopper, you know what I'm saying? Or a woman next to the wheelchair. So I got to, you know, do what I got to do.
Hey, Davey Lee, I'm not here to judge nothing, man. I just want to hear where you coming from. Brother, guess what you just did?
Yes, sir. I brought y'all to Arkansas.
Man, Arkansas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Trust me, we got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Who cares about the black community in Altadena? We do. On Saturday, March 8th at 10 a.m., it's the premiere of Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr. This new weekly show will explore the deep roots and resilience of Altadena's black community as we track its recovery and reimagine its future. From relief efforts to rebuilding, we're raising up voices, stories, and solutions to build back Black Altadena better and stronger than ever. It's Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr every Saturday at 10 a.m. beginning Saturday, March 8th with an encore presentation Sundays at noon.
James Farr, the man who is the voice for Black Los Angeles.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Records, mixer, turntables, speakers, records, mixer, turntables, speakers. 7 days a week, he's on call to get the party people up off the wall. You'll feel motivated as he operates, 'cause party energy is what he generates. He'll prescribe for you his potent elixir, 2 turntable speakers and a mixer. He'll rock your party wherever you be, calling Dr. Dre to surgery.
Human relationships fall into one of 3 categories. The majority of the relationships that you're experiencing that are energy draining are parasitic. It's typically the family member that never stops complaining, the person that never stops criticizing or judging. At some point, you have to love yourself enough to know that it's okay to step away from those relationship dynamics, or minimally even to request that that person show up in a different way. Give people in your life the time to adjust, but if they can't adjust to this greater, more loving, more inclusive way of being, then love yourself enough to move on.
Lord have mercy, we in here tonight. I know these are difficult topics to have. People don't want to talk about them. People have participated in them, won some. It's like betting, gambling or whatever. They've won some, lost some. So a lot of times people don't want to have these discussions. And then also they feel like they've outgrown these types of situations and scenarios. But the reality of it is the same wounds, if you haven't dealt with them, are going to be with you in every relational situation. So at some point, you're going to have a deep dive kind of look at, where you are and how far you've come, or why you're still where you were. Like if you have this overwhelming sense of stuckness. We've got callers from all over the country. Everybody wants to participate. Let's get them in here right now. Ronan, Indianapolis, you're up next. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, this is a great topic, discussing the provision pirate.
Here we go. The provision pirate?
Well, the thing is, like, people like to finesse us using our carnality or ego or superficial nature. So on the male side, you got handsome holocaust.
Handsome holocaust. Or the hobosexual, yes.
And then on the women's side, it's like you'll have women who claim to be the soft life, but those I refer to as beautiful bums in most cases.
Beautiful bums?
Bum. Yeah. It's like in this day and age, it's like I want to acquire as much as I can out of this person without sacrificing anything, very little to nothing, because I'm entitled to it. Like, there's many who say, like, you have to pay for my presence. So, I'm bringing my energy. And really, your energy is ashy. So
wait,
you're just looking.
It's a lot of quips. Quip is in the building right now. They got ashy energy, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Keep going. I'm listening.
It's like, I say it's ashy because it's very empty. It's she's about as deep as a shot glass. So
vacuous.
When she shows up, it's like, I want you to pay for my vanity. Or
wow.
The same thing with a dude, like, that's the main thing I mentioned about sponsorship. While she's in there looking for a sponsor, there's a lot of guys who are offering sponsorship because when it comes to interpersonal work, he's bankrupt.
Right. He lacks self-esteem. He doesn't think he's anything without $500 pair of jeans, $4,000 shoes, $300 wallet. He got the keychain, so the car key can be shown. The whole nine. Yeah. I'm listening. Keep going, brother. You're cooking.
So my thing is like, if you have value about yourself, male or female, you will not allow yourself to fall for these flea market fellowship type situations.
Flea market fellowship. Keep going, Ronan. Don't stop.
And this is like, I think you mentioned it yesterday or even many times before. This is the price you got to pay for authenticity, because when you're authentic, that will open doors and access to things that some people with wealth or even more higher resources can't afford to buy.
Wow. Jeez. Have you ever pandered for a girl's attention, Ronan?
Admittedly, I have. But then I felt cheap because, like, why do I have to lower myself to basically rent relevance for a person who doesn't even see me like that? Unless, I reach a certain level. But then again, it's like, why would I have to do that? Like, again, if they can't approach you authentically, then why bother? You're basically taxing yourself to be around people who are taxing to you.
Ronan just said he used to rent relevance.
Yeah.
I'm renting relevance in your mind for a short amount of time. How long? Man, that's powerful. What's the cost for renting relevance in someone else's mind? This is crazy to me.
Your authenticity, your genuine self. You basically have to mute your voice, put the real you in park. So basically, You're selling yourself short for interpersonal escort.
Listen, you know how many... See, we've heard the female and the woman's side of this discussion, have we not?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But you rarely hear a man being this transparent about what these types of interactions make him feel like. And he's being open and honest and saying he's participated in it. But he's also saying, wow, like, I got the cost is my self-worth, my self-esteem, my sense of self in a lot of way.
Yeah.
Let me...
And then when you look at it, too, it's like a lot of people like to... You remember on The Color Purple where Chug Avery was bragging about she got married? Well, that goes into today. I mean, some people will go the extra mile just to show the world they have a septic soulmate.
A septic soulmate. Stop it. Listen, you stay right there. When we come forward, we going back to Quip because he got so many quips I can't keep up.
It's the place for you to be, to witness Dr. Dre in surgery. He has a PhD in mixology to cut on the wheel so viciously. Come here, freak. Closer and see Dr. Dre operate in surgery.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Trump administration is pushing federal job cuts with layoff plans due by March 13th and cuts starting by September. Elon Musk supports the move, calling it necessary, but critics say it could disrupt government services. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is set to defend Chicago's sanctuary city status at a House hearing on March 5th. He says the city will stand by its values despite Republican scrutiny. A group of Los Angeles firefighters is urging Black Mayor Karen Bass to reinstate former Fire Chief Kristen Crowley, who was fired over January's wildfires. In a letter to city officials, they called the decision unfair and accused Bass of shifting blame. And Apple is keeping the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in place. The company's shareholders voted to forge ahead Tuesday, opposing efforts by conservatives to get rid of the program. The Trump administration has targeted similar programs, accusing them of being discriminatory. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Love your baby's teeth. Before that first tooth, wipe their gums with a washcloth. When those first teeth come in, use a soft toothbrush and just a tidbit of toothpaste. And take them to the dentist by their first birthday. Learn more at loveyourbabiesteeth.com. Brought to you by the LA County Department of Public Health.
I have a dream today.
From the inventors who transformed our world to the activists who changed our nation, their stories shaped America. This February, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates Black History Month with powerful conversations, untold stories, and voices that need to be heard. Join us all month long for special programming that honors the past while inspiring our future. Black History Month on KBLA Talk 1580. Our history, our voices, our time. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has worksource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
KBLA Talk brings music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's happening, baby? I'm the one who needs no introduction, 'cause I'm the world-class doctor, the master of seduction. I can heal all your ills and give you extreme delight, but only if you allow me to turn off the lights.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. When I started making videos on YouTube in 2018, one of my early videos was how to recognize a toxic relationship. That video was based on a blog post that I wrote in 2010. I had no idea at the time that toxic people or relationships would be trending topics. At the time I made the video, I was focused on the person on the receiving end of these behaviors and how they could recognize and deal with them. I didn't expect to get questions from people saying, "What if I'm the toxic one? What do I do?" Since I've gotten that question a lot, I decided to answer it here. First, let me review the behaviors. I'm just going to list them, but for descriptions of them, you can watch the original video that I'll link to this one. Here are the 10 red flags or signs of a toxic relationship. Number 1, chronic anger, like blow-ups or moodiness. 2, chronic sarcasm, which is a form of disguised anger. 3, disparaging humor. Things aren't funny unless it insults someone. 4, having a punitive mindset that people deserve the bad things that happen to them. 5, needing to control people. 6, excessive insecurity and needing constant reassurance. 7, being extremely opinionated and judgmental. 8, manipulating you with guilt. 9, predominant self-centeredness in a way that they take more than they give. And number 10, needing to be on the offense with the worldview that people will stick it to you unless you get yours first. That's a lot of negative stuff, but to be clear, these are not meant to be characteristics that define a narcissist. These are thoughts and behavior patterns that anyone can engage in. It could be someone with a personality disorder.
Man, Dr. Tracy Marks, man, she don't be playing. Clinical psychiatrist. She don't be playing, man. She drops jewels. Listen. Let me just, I want to say this before I get, no, we got Ronan, and Ronan was in the midst of a firestorm. Ronan, get back in here, because I have a lot to say, but you've got to finish cooking, because you're cooking right now. Please give us your final thoughts on tonight's topic.
Okay, so the thing is, like, in order to keep these provision pirates out of your way, you have to learn how to, like, value what you have within yourself and around you. Because, like, they can pick up when someone's putting their time and their energy on clearance or for sale. So you have to put a premium on your presence.
But like what Nazarene said, what if you got a man who probably doesn't have the empathetic capacity to deal with nurturing a woman, and he really wants to pay for her sex, silence, and service, right? And hey, you're my woman, capitulate to my rules. I'm not going to give you what your parents weren't able to give you or what anybody else was able to give you, wasn't able to give you, but I can give you security and resources and protection. I can give you that, but you have to give me silence. I don't want to talk about that. Let's just enjoy and vibe. What about that kind of man? Isn't something missing in him too?
Well, that only makes him a bodyguard or a bouncer. The thing is, like, we get put in this box where we only protect and provide. But there's other two boxes that are never talked about as men. We got to learn how to problem solve and procreate. Like, when you approach a woman, it's like, I let a woman know, like, you're my problem until you become one.
Keep going.
And then the other part is,
you're not my problem until you become one.
No, I say, well, if we're in a relationship, you are my problem until you become one. And we're going to have to solve this one way or another. Either it's like communication, or you have to be excommunicated. And the provision part, or actually your procreation part, is more than just the sex. It's just long beyond that. Like, all of us, we're pregnant with purpose and gifts. And a lot of them, you know, are creatively stillborn because we ignore those things in order to keep temporary people around longer than they need to be.
You hear him, Andy. Creatively stillborn. Like, your creativity is stillborn. This guy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, Ronan, guess what you just did, my brother?
I just blew up Indianapolis.
Indianapolis is in the building. They always come through on fire. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when we come forward. Oh, I got time. Let's keep the calls rolling. Attila from Houston, Texas is on deck.
What up, though?
Attila, what's going on? What's really going on with this stuff? What is happening? Am I missing something? I'm naive to this whole thing. I don't know anything.
No, you're not, stop playing. You're not no spring chicken. What we not gonna do? Because you know I know you. What
I'm
we
not
gonna do?
I'm not a spring chicken. That's one thing
ain't no
for
spring
sure.
chicken.
But I'm not
And some
really.
ain't cleaning the buttermilk. Go
I'm
ahead.
not really adroit at this topic. You tell me. What is it all about?
I mean, I think at the basis of all of this, we're in love with utility. You have to break up with utility. I ain't heard nothing about being this whole time. Everything is about what you can do, the descriptors, the names. Lovely. It's all about doing. That's boring. I'm bored with that. And I say that because at some point, your soul is always going to cry out for more. And I don't know if you remember, the guy was talking about the man with the prenup and how the woman had to, you know, stay in shape and da-da-da-da. And I'm looking at the comments. Well, what's wrong with staying in shape? All right. That's fair. We could stay in shape. But you know what you do? You open the door for an even bigger monster. If there's anything that you know about women, whatever you put within us, we will multiply. That's our job. So if you give me utility, I'm going to amplify it.
So if I give you
I'm not
negativity,
making excuses. I'm just telling you.
So if a man gives a woman negativity, she's going to amplify that?
Of course.
Say more about this hidden superpower that most men probably have no idea of.
Y'all ain't stop. Y'all ain't slow. It's not a hidden superpower. What it is it is a spiritual manifestation of what happens in the physical. You give a seed, there's a child that's created, right? The same thing happens spiritually and energetically. Heck, you see that even just with person to person. If I'm going to make a situation better, it doesn't make sense to bring more negativity, right? But I have to be self-aware, right, to do that. So,
yes.
Right.
Self-awareness
right?
is
So
prerequisite for that, yes.
Right. So if I'm in some sort of like dark energy, a dark triad type situation, I'm all about control, getting what I want, getting the bag, whatever it is people be saying. If that's my mentality, that's the energy I'm bringing, that's what's going to be multiplied. I don't understand the confusion. I'm still trying to figure it out. How are you transactional but expecting to like attract this vulnerable, you know,
open,
like, not,
empathetic, loving, caring, compassionate
spiritual partner.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
You know who you are and you know what you got. I think what scares men the most really is honestly being played to the level in which they've played other people or worse.
Ooh.
So be mad at your mama, not me.
Ooh. That hurt. Because, yes.
I don't care.
Men think like that because when we have daughters, we'll be like, oh, gosh. Somebody.
You already know. Like, you don't mind dogging out some other man's daughter, but you're going to tell your daughter, well, you a princess and you got a such and such. Sir.
She got a point.
The best way to teach your daughter is to be what it is that you want her to attract. Like, she needs to see that growing up. Like, my daddy does this, my daddy does that. I want to, right? And not in, like, this, like, childish, I'm romanticizing this man trying to make him my father, but in the sense that I know what to look for. So when I see you acting like, all right, brother, you know what? I'm going to have to go ahead and let you go on in love.
Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Stay right there. When we come forward, we're going back to Houston, Texas, because she's acting a complete fool right now. She's cooking.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
In New York, it's coming. In Detroit, it's coming. In LA, it's coming. No, it's here. No better round. The better round. Went through my page. Drug busters, you better beware and don't turn your head as if you don't care. Because they got it. They got it. They say they got you right in their hands and they don't need no crew. They say they sick and tired of snatching down bars. Cause on the tow trucks, it's making it hard. And by the time they get in to your pad, you done flush it down the toilet. And now they're mad, and so they mad as hell to take you to jail. But you out next minute, cause you folks bailed. And on the very next day you say, what the heck? You get a letter in the mail and it's a DA reject. And you're jumping up and down cause it ain't no case. And to the police, that is a waste. But yeah, rock man, you'll see it soon. And you won't hear snatch, you'll hear a boom. You can't stop it, baby. Put that around.
Money in general for people, no matter how healthy they are, is a challenge. Money is this thing that's just a necessary part of life. You can't live without it, but it is very tricky to manage. It might seem like it's kind of an insignificant thing, but you begin to realize that it is connected to just about everything we do, and we can go wrong with money in 1,000 different directions. And the number one cause of conflict, the studies say in marriages today, is money. So it causes all kinds of issues. So money is very easy to misuse. And it's also very easy to develop the wrong attitude toward, no matter who you are. What I have learned over the years is if I want to know the priorities of a person, watch what they spend their money on. So money reveals a lot about you and what's important to you. So that's just in general. So money is a challenge for everybody. But it's an even greater challenge for people in recovery. And I got quite a long list, and some of you will relate to every single one of the points that I'm going to make. But the first major issue around money in recovery is that money can be a trigger to use. And what I have seen over years in working with people in recovery is that for some people, that very first payday, once they're in recovery, also becomes relapse day. Because they get that first paycheck and their brain goes to, boy, let's party. The second thing that can happen with people is just even having money in your pocket is a trigger. I know some addicts who, when they get their paycheck, they spend it all just to get rid of the money so they're not going to be tempted. They don't have any money left for groceries, but they spend it all.
Wow, that's heavy. That's deep stuff right there. Attila from Houston, Texas, get back in here and give us your final thoughts on tonight's very powerful topic.
Yes. I was saying something about fathers and daughters.
Yes.
I don't know.
But that was a very powerful clip right there. Who is in that clip, Attila?
That's Tim Fletcher.
And he is cooking. Do you think people go into intimate relationships with that kind of dependency mindset where you could say, okay, an addict to some degree, and they have to find... Talk to me about that.
I have. I mean, so he's talking about like spending money, but I mean, if you want to be technical, like spiritual currency, right? And what we tend to focus our attention and energy on, like that's me all the way with my anxiety, as you already know. Thank you for talking me off the ledge. But yeah, like I think what you spend your spiritual currency on can have that same effect. At least it does for me. And I think it outpictures in the way that you relate with your partner. So if I am spending my spiritual currency on, like I said, anxiety, worry, worst case scenarios, obviously that's not going to create a very like wholesome dynamic, right? Like I'm probably going to be a little ornery, probably not going to be the easiest or best person to deal with. And I think that's what we really should be focusing on versus like leeching off of people for their material lifestyles. Because I mean, let's be real, you could lose your job tomorrow. That don't mean nothing. Pensions don't mean nothing. None of this stuff really means anything except for, it's weird. It's like the stuff that's immaterial is the things that we need to be cultivating, and we're not doing that.
But you do recognize that it feels like a waste of time because, in fact, it is immaterial. It is something that is not quite tangible. I can't put my hand on it. I can put my hand on my Spectrum bill.
Men struggle with that a lot.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Do.
Yeah, but
y'all struggle with that because you have to have something material to prove that utility. How am I going to prove my utility without the material item? That doesn't make sense. How am I worth anything to you without the material?
Well, maybe they never
care about the material.
Well, maybe they didn't have an example of what that is like. Like, I wasn't raised with my father, so maybe I don't know what presence, and the weight of presence as a currency. Maybe I don't know what that feels like, right? There are a lot of men out there that feel that way.
Then, right? So then you got to learn how to like actively listen. Like when your woman is like telling you, "Hey, I actually need you to like be present with me, listen to me," right? Like when she's expressing her concerns to you, instead of just waving them off or like, basically halfway listening and deciding that you're just going to buy her something or whatever, or change your behavior for 5 days to get her to be quiet. Like instead of going into manipulation mode, go into observation mode. You feel me?
Hey, Andy didn't like that. He said, "Be my peace, damn it. Don't come in here
whatever."
with that."
Andy, if you're looking for another woman to be your peace, you will be restless for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead and check into the asylum today, because let me tell you, you are not going to find peace in that woman, inside that woman, if you feel me, if you catch my drift. It's not going to happen.
I love it. Guess what you just did, young lady?
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas, joined us. Listen, man. Ultimately, the modern romance between lifestyle and love demands a radical reimagining. One might ask, are you dating the person or the seductive illusion of their lifestyle? Listen, scientists are arguing on whether or not we live in a simulation. We got to have the best of the best in the simulation. If you're Christian, Christ told you that this world isn't real, it's the next world. If you're Buddhist, the Buddhist understood through Maya, the Hindu understood through Maya, this realm is an illusion. So many of us are so smitten by that which is fake while claiming to be real. The real world is the internal world. The world that serves as the repository for every hurt, every slight, every disappointment you've ever experienced. That's the real world. And once you can transcend that, that which the real world contains, right? If we look at the shadow as a container, if you can reconcile some of those things, you're going to achieve what I've been talking about all week long. You'll be able to break free of your wound's gravity, and you'll be able to emerge as a real, living, loving person. You won't have to worry about your accomplishments, and you won't have to worry about what they've accomplished in order to make you safe. Listen, it's my job to start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish them. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll be back here tomorrow, which is Thursday, my Friday, with a slapper for the end of the week. I want you guys to enjoy your night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces!
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica,